literally went from, he has an aerospace business that did $50 million, and he was on a plane, and he's like, God, why am I stuck at 50 million? Can you imagine that question? So you may be stuck at 5 counters a month. You may be stuck at 30 counters a month. You may be stuck at 50,000 a year. The question today is, how do we take where you're at and double it? Literally through principles, through the right kind of thinking, through the kind of thinking God created you to have. And going back 3 weeks ago, we talked about our success is in our successor. Then the following week after that, we talked about the baggage we carry, the lies we believe, and how we need to get rid of that, face the truth. And the way we succeed in life is not to look backwards at what we've done, but to look at the original plan and blueprint, which is what we talked about last week. The original plan and blueprint has a manufacturer that made you, gave you a manual, told you how to live, and inside of that is really what you've been searching for, what you've been looking for. The reason that you're stuck is because you are unaware of some things. And these next couple weeks are going to kind of reveal some of those things that maybe you've missed. Because it says when you know the truth will set you free. So we're going to be looking for the truth that says, oh my goodness, I didn't realize I was doing that when I should be doing something different, or I was thinking that way when I should be thinking a different way, and that is therefore you find out the reason that you're having the 50 million in his case versus the 100 million. Okay, so he took these principles I'm going to be teaching and literally also took them to Kenya. So there's a story where he goes to Kenya, and it's the most impoverished city, area. There's just $20 a month is the average income. So if you're thinking, yeah, Darcy, he makes 50 million, so he's just one of those smart people that can double his income. I'm here to tell you, he took the same system that I'm going to be teaching you, these same principles I'm going to be teaching you, to Kenya, to the most impoverished area of the country. And people were making, like one story is this woman went through this training that we're going to be learning about, and she was making $6,000 US a month from the principles that she was completely impoverished, completely in poverty, could not even, $20 a month was more than she made. And she took the principles and started to learn who she really was, how to really think, how to apply principles to your day that creates your dream. So that's what we're talking about. The daily creates the dream, and a lot of times valuing what's in your day over what's in your dream, which is kind of crazy because we always hear about, hey, talk about your dream, talk about your dream. You can literally go to TED and listen to one of the speakers on TED, and he will tell you, there's a whole training about on TED, which is all those really top speakers in the United States go to this concept called TED. And he talks about when you talk about your dream, you really, it can sabotage your dream by talking about your dream, which is just bizarre because we think we're supposed to talk about our dream. So today you're going to find out why did he say that on the TED show, and what is he talking about, and how can we understand. I just have everything up, so you're going to see the whole slide. We're just going to talk about it. We're family here today. And so 5 reasons we value the dream over the daily habits. Let's go through one at a time. What's in your day involves discipline and diligence. What's in your dream is romantic. You can escape the daily by talking about your dream. So what's in your day is familiar and present. What's in your dream is distant and mysterious and in the future. What's in your day looks like you. What's in your dream looks like you want to look or you want to be. What's in your day carries expectation from your family and friends, causes fear because we might let someone down. What's in your dream is not carrying other people's expectations because you can share your dream and everybody's like, yeah, that's great. And so there's just kind of you're talking about your dream, but there's no expectations then. And people encourage you and so on and so forth. What's in your day calls you to do the now, calls you to what you do now. And what's in your dream is your purpose and what you want to do. All right, so we want to talk about our dreams because it makes us feel good. Dreams without action is fantasy. So that's the problem. If you go back to the first one involves discipline and diligence versus being romantic, where you can escape the daily. This is where, this is where the habits book comes in. And you learn to pull your ear and get yourself out of bed and go to that phone and not think. Don't ask yourself, do you want to do it? Of course you don't want to do some things. That's the thing. You don't want to do, make some calls on a daily basis. What's in your day is developing the character that will take you to your dream. So if you don't do what's in your day, you can't even be trusted with your dream. So let me give you an example. I had an individual who was very overweight, sloppy, couldn't hold a job, a man. He was a man, a young man. And he said to me, yeah, I want to find a 10 woman. I want to get a 10 and marry a 10 woman. And I'm like, so the answer to a man who's a 4 who wants to find a 10 is to become a 10. So in order for you to attract a 10, you need to be a 10. So he was a 4. He was sloppy and overweight and didn't have a job and didn't have focus or determination or character. And so therefore that 4 thinking habit person couldn't really attract a 10 beautiful, in shape, going somewhere woman because of his present state. And so the key about the daily is to look at what you do on a daily basis and increase the value you bring to the marketplace, the value you bring to another person's life. And that's the discipline and the diligence. That's going to the gym. That's going to the mental gym and working out in your brain at the mental gym who you really are, the truth about yourself, getting rid of the baggage and not thinking about that. And that means you have to walk away from the sugar and the flour and all that junk food in your mind and go towards the harder things, which is the free weights and the treadmills and the things that take you somewhere. So there's the discipline and diligence. What's in your hand, number 2, is familiar and present. So what we do is we underestimate the power what's in our day. We underestimate the power of what's in our day because we are liking the distant and mysterious. It's fun to think about where the future, the dream house, the dream car, and all those things. The next one, what's in your day, looks like you, and what's in your dream looks like you want to be. We are so enamored about our future that we sabotage what God has put in our day. Because we don't like the way we look, we elevate the way we want to look. So we literally this is the trick about the dream thing. We can literally sabotage our dream by being so enamored about our future, so that we sabotage our daily habits by looking forward versus looking today. So there's yes, we have to know where we're headed. It's called vision. Without vision, the people perish. So we absolutely have to have vision, but we have to make sure you don't get tricked, that your vision is actually sabotaging you because you don't look at the day with your mysterious and wonderful romantic feelings you have about the daily habits. You keep going out to the future, which therefore you don't do anything in the day. All right, so the other one is the expectation. What's in our day is not carrying other people's expectation, or is carrying other people's expectations. So under that weight of the fear, causes fear, we will let someone down, we tend to go over to the dream side and keep talking about our dream because no one's going to, you really can't say, oh, you're going for your $100,000 ring, and then I say to you, there's nothing really to say except, way to go, that's awesome, you're going to get there, and that kind of thing. So it's a good feeling. So if I walk into a room and I'm saying, yeah, I'm going for my $100,000 ring, I invite into my life a lot of positives, a lot of people encouraging me. Now, are they looking at my daily habits to see if I'm going to get to that $100,000 ring? No. They're just, it's a feeling that it's just a way that we do life. We encourage that dream statement, that dream. I talk about my dreams. So dreams without actions is fantasy. So the word, the manual says, faith without works is dead. So if you have faith that you can make it to that 100,000 ring and you have no works, it's literally your dream is dead. Faith without works is dead. So that's part of the manual, and that's the reality. And then again, calls you to do what you have to do in the day, now versus going out there into what you want to do. So the next slide. All right, what do you do when what's in your day is an obstacle to what's in your dream? Learning to be faithful to what's in our day is what is necessary to achieve our dream. So we need to accept God's design for our lives first. Don't forsake the daily habits to fool yourself into thinking you're working on your dream. There's the trick. So what does it mean, accept God's design for your life? That means accept the principles, the character, these are the words I use all the time. So, God, inside of this circumstance, what are you teaching me? Because if you're teaching me something inside of this circumstance that I have today, that I just encountered, and I can learn from it, then I go from 4 to a 4.5, a 4 to a 5. If I can take the design of the day and look at each thing that happens as a learning process, growing process, examine myself in that moment to say, what are you teaching me? How are you teaching me in this ugly situation so that I can grow and be better for other people, for my business, for my family? So you don't want to forsake that daily experience. Number 2, be thankful for what God has put in your day. Ask for a renewed interest and excitement for what you do. That is definitely, ask and you shall receive, so we can't forget about that. Begin to change now. We all know that. Your gift can take you where your character cannot keep you. So there's something I always have told my girls, you know, your gift will make a way for you. What does that mean, your gift? Your gift is something we talked about last week, where inside the product that is made, whether it's an Apple phone or the phone I'm speaking on right now, is all the things that are necessary for it to perform. And the product was made to perform. So that's the gift. The gift is what is in you that makes you perform, and your gift will make a way for you. It'll take you to your character as long as your gift in you, the you are finished concept, that everything is in you that is necessary, but the thinking process is probably blocking you, sabotaging you. So that's the baggage stuff we talked about last week. That whole idea that you are totally equipped, like the Ferrari is equipped to go 100 miles an hour even though it's going 20. So the fact that it's going 20 miles an hour doesn't mean that it was made to go 20. The fact that you're at a level 4 or your income is at $40,000 doesn't mean you're a $40,000 income earner. It just means that's where your level is now, because you're not aware of the truth about the other 4 gears in your car that can take you to a faster, higher place. We talked about the word repent, meaning go back and go to the high place of the original idea for your life of where you're meant to be. And that means change the way you're thinking now. Stop thinking the way you're thinking and go back to the original design blueprint, and that will take you, and that character that's in there. And then we also talked about the king that was in the cave with the mask, the man in the iron mask. He didn't have the character to be a king, but he was a king. Well, he had the gift to be a king, but he hadn't developed the character. That's a better way of explaining it. So though he was a king, born to be a king, everything about him was, inside of him was king material, his character didn't match his kingship. So that's the whole number 3. Begin to change now, one thing at a time. Number 4, believe, believe, believe. Anything can happen to those who believe. Believe what's in your day will lead you to what's in your dream. If you are fruitful, you will multiply. All right, the belief that this ridiculous, making these calls is going to make a difference. Or I'm going to go out to the marketplace and I'm going to meet somebody who needs to talk to me. I believe I wake up in this morning and I'm going to go out and do 3-foot rule, and I'm going to approach people with an idea in my mind that I'm going to serve them. I'm going to find out who they know that I can serve, or maybe they're the person that I can help. I'm going to find that person that's looking for an extra income. I'm going to find that person that is mistreated, because I'm going to walk with belief. I'm going to walk that what's in this day is a day of fruitfulness, a day of favor. So Steve Hales called me the other day, and I go, how you doing? He goes, good. And I said, good. I said, I want you to answer that question. I'm blessed and highly favored. So when someone says to you, how you doing, you say, I'm blessed and highly favored. And that is the truth, because you are blessed and you're highly favored, but because of your maker and because of the masterpiece that he made you to be. So you're literally, imagine this great, incredible maker made you, fearfully and wonderfully made you, so that is blessed and highly favored, just to imagine that you were made for a purpose. So all of that, you're not lying when you say you're blessed and highly for a purpose, you're just agreeing with the truth, even though you may not feel it. All right, number 5, when you work on the day, you develop the character to take you to your dream. It teaches you to handle the leadership and the responsibility of the 100,000, 200,000, et cetera, whatever income is actually your potential. So the present state doesn't tell you anything. This is just a simple training. We're going to open it up. John, I'm going to take it over to you. I want to show one picture on the, we're going to bring up the website here. All right, I want to show you also about doing the things in your day. Here's Brielle. We're looking at Brielle on Facebook. We'll bring Facebook over here. She made all these little bags, and she went out to all of her clients yesterday. If she's on the phone, she can share. So she put little things inside this bag, gave them to all the members at all of her companies. So if you became a Legal Shield member, you got this. You got a little note in here, and it says, congratulations on officially having the best legal and identity theft service available. And here's a Swedish fish. So here's the fish. When you are in a crunch, Nestle's Crunch, call Legal Shield either now or later. Here's a now or later. We will go the extra mile to save you money. Here's the money. And the extra, here's the extra mile to save you money and make you jolly, and here's a Jolly Rancher. So you put this little note in this little bag, and she went to her clients, and hopefully she's on the phone because she can share with us what happened there and how awesome it was. So that's what Brielle did with the idea to go out to the marketplace. And again, here's what it says on the slip of paper. And we can get those on Shield Nation, right, Trish? And they can have this. If you just want to copy this, change your name right here, or you can just use this picture and remake your own. But here's an idea to go into the marketplace, go out to your people, be that person of excellence, and help people with their daily dreams. So there's an example of being excellent and doing today rather than working on your dream. Whoever can be trusted with very little can also be trusted with very much, and the way that Brielle treated her clients is a great way to show how she can be trusted, and they just loved what she did when she came in the door with all those treats. So, John, over to you about the webinar, and we will take it I'll let you take it from there.
Yeah, great job. Fantastic. Let's see. I see that Brielle is on the web. Brielle, can you talk? Or do you have an audio portion? All right. Maybe she can dial into that audio portion, and we'll hear from her. She's over in Nashville. You know, I can tell you for a fact that, you know, her and I were putting a bunch of those together. I didn't want to do it, and she didn't want to do it, but we knew the importance of doing it. And I only helped for a small portion. She did the majority of it, but the little things are always really the big things. And a couple of things I wrote down just in respect to this, you know, this webinar this morning is that results are never immediate. And, you know, a lot of people are looking for results in their first 10 minutes, whether it's our health, whether it's the diet that we might start, whether it's, you know, personal development, or what I like to call mental gymnastics, whether it's business, whether it's finances, whether it's our faith. You know, a lot of people January 1st decide that they want to set a New Year's goal to get in better shape, and after their first 3 trips to the gym, they don't see the results they want, so they quit. Results are never immediate. It all comes through those simple daily disciplines, which over time, you know, produce tremendous results. I've had a lot of calls in respect to the webinars, the Habits Workbook, and the show, you know, that I've been hosting this month, the Leadership Show. And, you know, folks with an aha moment on understanding kind of what they control. I know that when Darcy and I kicked off 2014 with our West Coast tour, when we kicked that off, you know, we had a lot of folks coming up saying, hey, thanks for helping me to understand the things I control. The hours I work, number one, the number of presentations that I make in a day, and my attitude. I do not control those results. You know, so I've got somebody coming to the door. I've got a couple more comments, but Bob, before I jump out to some questions, Let me run over to you real quick. So Bob Cohen, I'll be right back.
All right. Thank you so much, John and Darcy. Again, I just so look forward, to these weekly webinars. I know so many other associates do too. What a great habit that we're all getting into. And I just share a personal story. Last night before I went to bed, I pulled out my habits book. I'll admit it's been a while since I've read through the whole book, but it was great. Last thing before I went to bed, started reading on page 6. The value of written goals, and just that whole success principle of, putting your plan to work and work your plan, and it absolutely ties into what today's topic is as far as our daily habits. And so this is a great gift that you can give your team. I so appreciate, Darcy, you've got a holiday special going on right now where folks can actually get a free copy of the habits book, so all the details are there at Shield Nation. But, really it's amazing here because today's topic is really that one word called change. And it's amazing that how that one word, unfortunately, will keep so many people broke their entire lives. It's sad. It really, truly is. And that's why I'm just so proud of everybody here with Legal Shield. Just what an amazing company that always helping people, not only ourselves, but we're helping other people with our service and really how to change their lives, how to live better, how to enjoy life, and that's what we get to do on a daily basis. But again, we're fooling ourselves if we're not doing those daily disciplines, the daily getting out of our comfort zone, meeting people. Today I've got a gal that I'm meeting. We originally met on a plane, and it's funny. This is back in August. So this is probably 4 months ago of me just following up, staying in touch with her. She's super busy. She runs a whole spa company where she goes to hotels and has a whole spa thing going on in each of the hotels. And I know we can help her. I know we can help her company, not only save money on legal fees, but really make better decisions. And so in my heart of heart, that's why it's so worth it to follow up with this lady here for 4 months, and today, like she's one of my appointments today at 2 o'clock. This is a game of persistency and consistency. That's about all I can say about that because so many people are busy. And what we want to do here, folks, is go ahead and raise your hand. I'd love to hear a comment here from today's topic. And I don't know if you're seeing here, but there's definitely a theme that Darcy's doing here with these training webinars here for the last few weeks. So I hope you're seeing that theme, and if you'd like to mention it, that'd be great. But let's run out to Mr. Steve Hales. Steve, again, you're having just a tremendous year. I know these webinars are absolutely helping you, and what's some words of wisdom you'd like to share?
Absolutely, Bob. Thanks so much. And I just have to. You're absolutely right. These webinars have been the key to any successes I've had this year. And I have to thank John and Darcy for that. Darcy, you do an amazing job every week. I'm left. I know Thursday my mouth is watering for what's coming on Friday, and I'm left wanting more at the end of every Friday. So 2 things I got that really stuck out for me today is in listening to excuse me, Dr. Monroe. He says that where you are today is a fact. How much you make today is a fact, but it's not the truth. It's not who you are. It's not what your purpose to be or where your purpose to be. So, going from 50 million to 100 million, just by going back and following the principles that were already laid out for you in the blueprint, that is just, that just gets me even more excited as to what's to come in the next couple years for myself and for everybody on my team and everybody on Shield Nation. And then the next thing, Bob, in the slide that's learning to be faithful to what's in our day to achieve what's in our dream, number 5 says when you work on your day and develop a character to take you to your dream, it teaches you to handle the leadership and responsibility of 100K. And I go back to Jim Rohn, and Jim Rohn said if you win $1 million or you inherit $1 million or you come across $1 million, you better learn how to be a millionaire pretty quick.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you'll go back to being broke.
That's right.
So, just be thankful for the no's. Be thankful for the objections, because every time you hear an objection, you learn how to handle it. Be thankful for it. Be thankful for people that say no. Because sometimes in this business, you have to learn how to take a no gracefully. And it's okay. You have to learn how to smile through people that are negative and people that have objections, and it's okay. Just keep going. Just know that the next time you'll be able to handle that either with more grace or handle it before the objection even comes up.
Yeah.
So those are just two really good points that I got out of this. So thank you so much for having me on the call.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Steve. I love what you brought up here. And it just reminds me, one time I was at a training, and the person was talking about how the flight attendant, when she walks down the aisle there, would you like a drink? Would you like, nuts, whatever? And if someone says no, does she take it personally? Does she jump off the plane? Oh, my God, this person didn't want my nuts. What am I going to do? Oh, this is terrible. My life is over. No, folks. She keeps going on with her business. Would you like a drink? Would you like nuts, peanuts? That's really our business, folks. It's just we're out there to share this amazing service. Some people see it wonderful. Some people don't see it wonderful. Who do they know? And here's what happens most of the time. If you do it right, if you're a professional, they will come back to you, especially if you stay in touch professionally. It's just so funny. After all these years, I'm still getting the phone calls. Bob, you still doing that legal thing? I sure am. What happened? Great. Let's get you taken care of. Okay? It's that farmer mentality. We talk about it all the time, that if the farmer's not out there planting the seeds in the beginning, he's never going to have the crop there in the fall. So who else would like to share? Go ahead and raise your hand. We'd like to hear from somebody. How about someone we've never heard from? Boy, you would definitely make our day. Somebody brand new. We'll go up to Marv Worthy while we're waiting. But this is the time, folks. Go ahead and raise your hand. We'd love to hear from you. Mr. Marv Worthy, take it away.
Thanks, Bob. Darcy, phenomenal job as usual. The things that stood out for me today, a couple of statements. Don't forsake the daily habits to fool yourself into thinking you are working on your dream. Powerful.
Sure.
Your gift can take you where your character cannot keep you. Just powerful. I'm reminded of a quote from Les Brown. You have to be willing to do the things today that others won't do in order to have the things tomorrow others won't have. And that really is about the daily disciplines. That you have to be willing to do the things that you don't feel like doing. You have to be willing to make the sacrifices that may cost you some sleep, some energy, missing out on some sort of social event, whatever it may be. The sacrifices that you make during the day and the consistency of taking the ownership and responsibility for doing what you said you would do long after the spirit you said it in is gone is what makes all the difference. And so, Darcy, phenomenal job. Back to you, Bob.
Yeah, love it. Absolutely. John talks about, the price for promise, that, everything in life, you've got to pay that price for the promise. To me, it's a privilege that, for things to change, you got to make that change, going back to that change word. And here's somebody here out of the Long Island, New York market. This is very exciting. I know she joins our webinars a lot, and this is a treat. Miss Kimberly Dixon, love to hear from you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Cohen, and I'm excited that I was able to make it on the webinar today. I put it on my schedule on a weekly basis, and if my schedule permits, I definitely join. And I'm excited that I did, because I have to tell you, anyone who's on this call and you're working your business and you're thinking about, your dreams and moving towards your dreams, for me, this webinar was a confirmation of some things that's been working in me over the last week, so it's phenomenal. But I would say, just on the screen that I'm looking at right now, that number 4, believe that what's in your day will lead you to what's in your dream, is so critical, because, like you said, and like Mr. Hoffman said earlier, what you do on a daily basis doesn't necessarily bring you results immediately. And that's important for every associate who's on this call, not just for for your leadership business, but for every area of your life. What you do today may not bring you results today, but if you don't do it today, you will not have the results you want later on. You will not reach your dreams. And that in and of itself should keep us motivated and excited because we know it's coming. And it's not a matter of when it's coming, just knowing that it is. Should keep us focused and willing to make those daily sacrifices to stay focused in doing those daily habits because they're critical to our success in the business. It's critical to our success in life and to our family. So I'm excited and thankful that I was able to join today and be able to have confirmed what has already been working in me. So thank you guys for that. I appreciate you and appreciate the Hoffmans as well. Thanks.
You got it. Absolutely. And remember here, folks, these webinars are available at a 24/7 playback. You just head over to ShieldNation.com under the Webinars tab. So we know a lot of people do work, you know, here in the morning, early Friday and such, but not a problem. The key is to schedule this webinar then into your schedule there, so that way, again, you're getting into that excellent habit of learning and applying these amazing webinars.
Bob, can you hear me?
We sure do, Mr. Hoffman. Good to have you on. It looks like we got Brielle here. I don't know if she's on the audio.
She just texted me, so let's go ahead and run out to Brielle real quick. Then we've got Carmen and a couple other quick comments. So, Bob, great job. Appreciate that. Appreciate the comments from everybody. Brielle, great to have you. I know you're in Nashville, so take it away.
Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Awesome. Well, good morning, everybody, and Merry Christmas. What an incredible webinar. I love how my mom just takes the time to really make it powerful, but make it extremely simple and applicable to our lives. And a couple of things real quick. First of all, to speak to the little gifts playing Santa yesterday. I can't even begin to tell you how fun that was. And if you're interested in doing that and need to know a little bit more about it, or need to know, have any help with that, I'd love to help. But it was so much fun walking into businesses. You should have seen some of these employees' days just light up, or their smile. I mean, it was just incredible. I got an email from an HR director because I knew that she was gluten-free. And obviously, if she couldn't have some of this candy, and so I got her a gluten-free cupcake. And she sent me the most ecstatic email afterwards, just saying, you have no idea how much that made my day. So it's amazing when we go the extra mile to bless someone, how what comes back our way eventually. And so I would encourage you to consider there's still time the rest of the year. And even because there's so much happening before Christmas, some people do it after the holidays, which is great too. It's just another way for you to get in front of your clients. And another thing that I did, I even dropped off gifts to clients in the pipeline, just saying, hey, this is just something special to say we appreciate you and look forward to doing business with you in 2015. So anyway, just a few nuggets there. Back to the webinar. I think back to the beginning of my business, and I remember that I had these really big dreams. I had the dream of executive director, and I had the dream of $10,000 ring earner, and different things like that. But I also remember feeling like, man, will I ever get there? And so what I did is I put my head down and I focused on my daily habits, and I just saw the people and I told the story, and I lived according to my PDA and did all the things that we teach Shield Nation. And all of a sudden I remember my 6th month is when my dad said, hey, you can be executive director this month. And I thought, there's no way. There's no way. Because I wasn't even trying to get executive director. I was more so just focused on protecting families, seeing people, telling the story, and all of a sudden a dream started to come true, and that dream has remained true for the last 12, 13 months or something like that. So anyway, I would just highly recommend. The Bible talks about when you're faithful in the small things, God will entrust you with more. I believe that if we're not faithful with the small things, God won't entrust us with more. And so I would encourage all of us to be faithful in the small things in our lives, in our business, in our relationships, like God will entrust us with more. So anyway, back to you, Dad. Thanks for the great call, Mom. Awesome job to both of you.
Yeah, Brielle, great job. Appreciate that. And, a couple of things that just come to mind from what you mentioned and what Steve mentioned. You put your head down and you focused on your daily habits. When doing a presentation, so many folks are focused on their presentation and the potential commission versus listening to the answers that are coming and then being able to provide the solutions to the answers or to the needs that are on the other side. Again, you know, like Steve mentioned, or like I mentioned a few minutes ago, you know, learn to get beat, learn to handle the no's. You know, what we lack in skill, we make up in numbers. And the greatest aspect about the numbers is what we all become in the process. And so the fact that, you know, Brielle's focus was on, again, the hours she worked and the presentation she made and her attitude. It was never, you know, on the commission. It was always about the mission. And I just think that's so powerful, so powerful. So, Brielle, and just great job. Carmen Wilkes, real quick, we'll run out to you, and then I'll wrap up with a couple of just reminders about what we've got from incentives and promotions that are taking place in the month of December. So, Carmen Wilkes, over to you real quick.
Thanks, John. This is a great webinar. I really needed it today because one of the things that I've got down is being very optimistic. I can do that really well, but I forget about those daily habits, and it was great to see it again where I can get daily, like maybe Monday and Thursday one week, and then Tuesday and Saturday the next week. And I loved it where it's daily, like every day. So that was awesome. And putting that you have to put action behind it and do those daily habits. And I loved Brielle's idea, the little Santa thing and everything was really cool. So thanks a lot. Talk to you later.
Fantastic. Darcy, can you go back to the Facebook real quick? The systems, the tools, the resources are only available. Okay, are only. Hey, sir, put a towel down when you pull that attic stairs down on those wood floors. Thanks. Sorry, guys. Never fails. Oh, I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, the resources, the systems, the tools are only as good as your driving ability as a leader. Leaders drive, leaders expect, leaders inspire, leaders encourage. I know I'm going to be making a call to one of our executive directors here in a minute to find out how many of her new team members are actually on the webinar today from a conference call I did this last Wednesday, because it's going to be that leaders promoting, that leaders building for events, that leaders driving the systems and tools that are going to create the proper activities. You know, so if we can go look at Facebook real quick, something we talk about that I don't think people understand is if you go down to Steve Hales' interview, there's been a lot of folks, and I don't know how many thousands of visits or looks or whatever they call this have come to this testimonial, but please put this in your notes. Stories sell and facts tell. Now, I know a lot of you have heard that numerous times, and, you know, it's an old adage. It sounds good, but if we're not thinking about what we're thinking about, our thinking will start thinking for us. So it has a lot to do with Darcy's Habits workbook. When we're focused on what we're thinking about, we're in control. When we're not focused on what we're thinking about, the thinking or the subconscious or the negative comments start to take control for us. And what are people looking for? Where has success really come in the world of Legal Shield? It comes from, number one, your belief in your passion and your purpose, your mission, your vision for what it is you do. It's your belief. You know, that drives your attitude. Your attitude drives your activities. Your activities drive your results. Okay, we've all heard that. We all kind of understand that. But one of the key factors is hope. We're constantly individuals who are promoting or trying to bring people's hope to reality. And, you know, the stories bring hope to reality. And that's why we're constantly working to bring 5 fresh stories to the organization every week. And you know, that's why Steve's got so many hits on Facebook. So how many stories of people benefiting from the membership, the peace of mind, the protection and security, the living life on their own terms, the peace of mind of not being a victim of identity theft? How many stories are you taking out to your brand new associates? How many stories are you taking out to the people you have in your pipeline? How many stories are you infusing into your team and your organization every single week? And I'd venture to say very, very little. But there's an example of the interest in the Facebook testimonial of what Steve Hales did and how he's benefited from the product. So take advantage of those systems. Take advantage of the resources and tools. The $99 is in effect for the rest of the month. The $49 for the veterans enrollment is in place for the rest of the month. Come January 1st, I would anticipate those numbers increasing as far as the entry fee. The all-in promotion, many of you are very close to rank advancing to a next level and getting an additional promotion. We would encourage, all of you, take inventory, see where you're at, see where some of your team members are at, whether it's $150, $200, or $300. Those are all nice bonuses for the Christmas season. And, my last comment, take advantage of the holiday seasons. Take advantage of what December can bring to you. Leverage this month because of the activities, because of the opportunities, because of the increased exposure with people being out and about. Many, many folks are reflecting. Many, many folks are looking back. Many, many folks are looking to do something different in their lives from 2014 to 2015. And this opportunity appeals to people who don't have a chance to make a difference and make a living. Many people are just out there making a living, and even then not making a very good one. Yet look at what we can do. So Darce, Bob, any other speakers, any other wrap-up comments before we wrap it up? All right. Darce, we good?
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. We only have one more webinar in the month of December, and then we'll go into January.
So one more webinar next Friday?
Yeah, I don't know how many people are left in the webinar now, but I am going to be sending out a source and a method assessment and how you can look at where your business is coming from and what method is best working for you. And this is just a business thing, and as you go through these next couple webinars, you'll sharpen your axe, let me tell you. This man has, that went from 50 to 100 million, has taught, it's like he breathes new standards, I guess is a good word, standards into, when I saw the character and I saw the philosophy and I saw the standards by which he went from 50 to 100, and then I looked at our business and I said, wow, we are taking our business to where it needs to go based on the certain things that you have to do to be a very professional CEO of your own company. And so I put something together. So I'm going to put it out. Hopefully people can just understand it, but I'll put 2 forms out about taking inventory of your 2014. And we just ran out of time and didn't have time to talk about that. So I'll put a Facebook post out and I'll put the 2 documents out for people to have.
Great. And as of this coming Monday and for the remainder of December, if anybody out there has a great product testimonial, a great rank advanced testimonial, please text or email me. We'd love to have you on the show sharing your story. So if you've got that, we'd love to have you, and we will feature you on the Leadership Show on Monday mornings. So with that, be blessed. Great having everybody on the call, and we'll be talking to you soon. So bye-bye for now.